Hi everybody, this is Love of Truth Tarot, and today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull cards and probably label this afterwards because I feel like there's messages that just need to come out. So, the divine, what do we need to know? What divine messages need to come through? Okay, so airy energy and balanced. So what I'm getting right now is that, because airy energy, air represents the mental parts of us, our mind. So what I'm getting is that obviously we're balancing out, at this time we're balancing out the thoughts that we have in our mind. The ways of thinking, the ideas that we have, we're not only looking at things one way, we're looking at things from many different perspectives instead of just one perspective. And then I also got retreat and wait it out. So what that means is that obviously something is in the works for the better, for us, for the collective. Right now, many of us are retreating. We're taking this time to go back to who we really are, to our roots. We're really trying to get to know ourselves. We're trying to find out, who are we really and what are we here for? Because I think that we're here for something a lot greater than, what meets the eye or what we've always been told we're here for. Yes, we're human beings, but we're spiritual beings too. So I think we all have a calling. And it's usually what you love to do that's going to help yourself and others. So we're retreating at this time, and then wait it out is saying wait it out, retreat for a while, but realize that over a certain amount of time, I don't know how much time, we could probably ask about that, but that to me is not that important. It's like, I think the main message that's coming through is to wait things out. Because the focus, why it's not that important is because retreating is the focus right now. Balancing out those thoughts, those ways of thinking. Realizing that it's not only negative or it's not only positive. There's both. We live in a world of duality, but those veils will be revealed soon enough. And these always, I'm going to put these up here. Yeah, honestly, it's not going to be perfect, and I always try to make it perfect, but you can just let it be what it is. So, let's get some more cards based on this message. So what does the divine want us to know? Observer. Observe your thoughts. That's what I'm getting. Again, with the airy energy. Also, airy energy would be Aquarius, Libras, and Geminis. So if you have that in your birth chart, that might be significant. And observer is like, Like, it's going with wait it out, retreat. You know, sit back and observe. Watch. This is a time. This is what I'm getting is it's a time of waiting, watching, listening, being aware. Also reflecting. So retreating, pulling back. Any other messages related to this from this deck? I feel like this deck is done. I'll pull from another one. And if anybody wants to know what decks I use, you can ask me in the comments. I just don't post them because I don't have enough people yet right now, but if you're interested, I will definitely put that information in the description or in a comment or something. So anything else relating to this time of retreat? Okay. All right. Well-deserved reward. This is the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Like, you have done the work. You're still finishing up the work, the inner work that you're doing on yourself. But this is showing me that you've worked really hard spiritually to get to where you are right now. And you're still doing work. I think there's always work that needs to be done. But at the same time, you've come to a point where the universe, God, the divine, is seeing, obviously, God sees all. And God is seeing what you're doing and how you're growing and how you're listening to your inner guidance system and you're listening to your intuition and you're doing what needs to be done. You're doing the work. You're doing the hard work that normally people don't want to do. You know, not every single person is a hard worker. There's different levels. There's different amounts of work that people can do or want to do or feel comfortable doing. Not everybody can work, but what I'm saying is there's always something. There's always something that we can do. You might not be able to walk, but this is what I'm getting, is that you might not be able to use maybe a part of your body in a certain way, but guess what? You use, say, your mind or your voice to spread maybe a prophetic message, kind of like how tarot reading is. Or you might not be able to speak at all, but maybe you're writing, maybe you're making blogs, or maybe you're putting information out there or writing books. You know, it could be anything. It's like one thing that you don't have, you don't stop there. You don't let that stop you. You're like, no, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to use whatever avenues I'm going to take whatever avenues I can to get there, because I know like it's always going to be a good thing. This is what I'm hearing, but it's not like you're taking advantage of anybody. It's not like you're going to do whatever you can to get to where you need to be, regardless of hurting anybody. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like you're doing what needs to be done in the right way, and it's very righteous. That's what I'm hearing. It's very trying to find another word, but I can just leave it at that. But it's fulfilling to you, and it's also like you're calling, and it's almost like it needs to be done. And I don't know why I'm getting so much information off this card, but it's like, well, maybe because the universe, God knows that you've been working so hard. And I'm getting that even though this is a physical reward, so this could be money, this could be rewards in other ways. Like you could be rewarded through, I'm just giving examples, like someone says, maybe you won something, or maybe there is an inheritance somewhere, or maybe there is maybe you, but the thing is that you've worked for this, so it's not like it's just some random thing like in your lap. It's, or like landing in your lap, I should say. It's more like no one else might have seen this work that you've done but God. And that's why it might not seem like there's evidence of working towards whatever this reward is going to be. But the reward, eventually people are going to see, because of the reward, that like how big the reward is, they're going to obviously see how much work that you actually put in. Maybe not right away, but yeah, wow. I'm getting a lot of energy from that. So like, yeah, you're going to get a physical reward, but you did the mental, emotional, physical as well, spiritual work to get there. So you will be rewarded for, also I'm getting like this retreat is part, this retreating time, period of time is part of why you're getting this reward. Part of your growing and part of your inner work. Okay, third eye chakra. I know these are crooked, but like, whatever. Third eye chakra is I see. So you're starting to be more in tune. Dropped all the cards. And there's one more card that popped out, so I'm going to put that one out. Control. Okay. With the third eye chakra, you're starting to see with your third eye, with your inner seeing, your inner wisdom. And again, like I said, you're listening to your intuition. Yeah, you're going with your inner guidance system. You're also listening to your angels, your guides, your spiritual team, I should say, that's helping you, that's guiding you in life. It's like you're listening now. You're opening up to that. You're more in tune with it. Before you were kind of blind spiritually, yet you might have been very spiritual, but wanting to see more, wanting to know more, wanting to see the truth, but it just wasn't the right time. That's what I'm hearing, like divine timing. It had to be at certain times that, you know, certain things were revealed to you for certain reasons. Now you're starting to see more. Oh, and what do you know? Observer. Right? That's seeing. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay this on here, put that up there. That works. Okay, that's interesting. So I got reach out. So that's the Three of Pentacles. You might be working. Oh, did I not even talk about this? Yeah. Okay. So control, I just want to mention that control, I have another card I'm going to put up first, you know, after, but control is the strength card in the Rider-Waite deck, and that represents it's like knowing when, how do I explain this? I'm feeling like it's balanced, or it's linked with the balance card. You have self-control. You're like mastering self-control, which is helping you in your journey through this awakening and through this like coming into who you really are, I'm getting that that's really strong at this time, and that's what you're relying on. Like, you're really relying on yourself and your inner wisdom, like I was saying before. You have that self-control, and you realize that it starts within, and then you'll be able to manifest whatever you need to. It will like effortlessly manifest, because now you realize that it starts within and then without. If that makes sense. Okay, I'm like pulling other cards now, and I'm going ahead of myself. Reach out was, to me, like you're working with others, or you would like to work with others, or others are lifting you up. Yeah, that's what I'm getting mostly, is like you're reaching out, or you're putting yourself out there, and in turn there are others that are supporting you and lifting you up along the way. That's what I'm getting from that. Then I got success and growth. That's the 8 of Wands. That's fast action and movement. So what I'm getting is after you come out of this retreat, out of this stage of sitting back and watching and observing and waiting it out, right? After that period is done, it's going to be fast. There's going to be fast action towards success and growth. I mean, you're already growing at rapid speeds, but it's like you're going to be propelled after this period. That's what I'm getting. Like towards success, which you're already on your way, like I said. Okay. And then staying focused, hold the course. So it's very important at this time to be focused. Oh my gosh. I've gotten this before on one of the readings where he's got a telescope, and then this one has a telescope too. And they're looking at the stars. So keep your eye on the stars. The stars are representing your desires and what you really want in life, your goals and your aspirations. Stay focused on that. Because what is coming for you is this. Like, you're going to get everything that you ever need and want. You will be rewarded. So if you hold the course, just stay on the path. That's what I'm hearing. Just stay on the path. And what do you know? Fellow travelers, what did I say? Reach out. And then this one. Like, really? Really? Reach out. And fellow travelers, support is all around you. You are supported by mostly beings that are not physically here. That's what I'm getting to. Like, you are heavily supported and backed up by a team of angels and spiritual beings that are of the light and that want to see you do good. Because why? What is all this for? This is to propel others. This is to lift everybody up. This is not to just be, little old me, having a goal or dream and accomplishing it. And that's great. But isn't it even more great and beautiful to have a goal where everybody is in harmony and everything is peaceful? Not to say that everything would be perfect, but at least, can we at least strive for something better? You know what I'm saying? Like, this world is getting really effed up. So it's like, to me, the greatest wealth of all is for true harmony. true harmony, where everything's working out for each other. Things are working out for me, things are working out for you, things are working for Bob down the street, and things are working for, I don't know, I'm in this silly mood right now, but I'm being serious though. Things are working out for everybody, and it's like, support is the key here. Yeah, okay, we need to have self-control, right? And realize that it all starts within, but we also have to help each other. It's like a responsibility. And that's the goal. That's why it ends up being like that. We have to help each other because we all want the same thing. We all want peace, whether people say they do or not. And those that don't, you're just not going to get in the way of that. That's all I know. Because it's well deserved. Like, we've suffered way too much, and there's too much negativity in the world. It can't keep going on, It's like, I'm looking at humanity. I'm looking at the world. I'm looking at what can we all do for ourselves first, and what can we all do for each other. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so at this time, you are feeling very, very inspired and creative and passionate about, your growth, okay? Because you're growing, you're seeing more and more, you know that the rewards are coming in. But the only thing is that this is showing me that it's becoming a bit too much. Like, you almost feel like you have the weight of the world on you. Like, when is this negativity going to end? When is this extreme stress going to end? You feel like you're just carrying everything. And sometimes you want to just let it all go. But I think a part of that is because sometimes we're not, what we need to do is reflect on our inner selves, like I was saying about, we're listening to our inner self more and more now. But I think there's just an emphasis on, like, reminding us, God, the universe wants us to know that we really need to retreat. We really need to rest. We really need to reflect maybe on what we're, carrying that's super, super heavy, metaphorically. What's weighing you down? And release that. But at the same time, how to release it is through that. So you have to rest and introspect. Look within. Reflect on things that you might need to reflect on. Let me get another card. I'm going to pull from this deck again. On that, reflecting the rest and then the burdens that you might be carrying. Okay, I got a lot of cards, but I'm just going to read them because I feel like they came out for a reason. We have a leg up. I feel like Spirit, the universe, God, the divine, is trying to encourage you and help you propel you to where you need to be giving you a boost and supporting you like we've seen before with this card and that card. Fellow travelers and reach out. Support's all around you. So it's, know that you don't have to carry all of this on your own. You can give some of this load to those spiritual guides that are helping you, and maybe even physical, real human beings in life. But you do have mostly spirit guides and angels helping you right now. And you can, what I'm hearing is you can give those burdens to them. You can ask them for help. And that's what they're there for. And then we have flexible. And what I'm getting from this is that at this time you might need to be a little flexible. But look at this. There's a what is that? A flower and another plant and a bud growing out of this person's head. And what were we talking about earlier? Excuse me. Airy energy. So that's the mind. And then success and growth. And that also has plants on it. And then even this one. The Ace of Wands. Wow. I'm trying to look at the other ones. But yeah, so there's a lot of growth that's happening in the mind, more specifically right now for you. And you might feel like you're being, how do I say this? Like, you're going this way and that way, and you feel like you've had enough. Like you're just kind of being tossed and turned in all different directions. But it's like saying if you're more flexible, it's going to ease that feeling of, like, because think about it, if you don't stretch before you work out, it's going to feel more tight and tense. If you probably could pull something, like if you don't drink water and you don't stretch before you work out, usually you're going to feel more strain. But if you stretch, that's going to make you more flexible. So when you do work out and maybe you do make a sudden movement, you might not pull something in yourself. So you might not have as much pain if you're metaphorically more flexible in these situations at this time. When you feel like you just had enough and you just can't take anymore, just realize that you can give it to God. You can give it to your angels. You can ask them for help, right? But when there's things that we have to deal with on our own, of course we have support, but we can't, just give up totally, right? So the things that we do need to work on or handle, just the message is to go with the flow and let things happen the way that they're naturally going to happen, and don't try to be rigid or we have that control card again. Have that self-control. And I actually made a video about that on my other channel, and I can link my other channel to this channel if anybody's interested. And I actually made a video talking about self-control, so I can put the link in the description box. But yeah, anyway. So that it's interesting though, because that has to do with what this reading's about, realizing that we gained self-control over this time. Okay. And then we have fork in the road. So at this time, you're probably thinking, what direction do I go in? And there's so many ways that I could go. There's so many avenues that I could go down. But what I'm getting is that the universe is saying, it's like close your eyes, like this card, right? You have to do this. You have to rest. A deep rest, a deep introspection first. And in order for you to choose where to go. That's what I'm getting. You can't make a decision right now. But once that retreat time is over, like I was saying, then you will know which way to go. And I'm mostly reading these cards intuitively, just so you know. And then we have by the book. So by the book is doing things the tried and true way, the way that people know have worked, you know, generations after generations, and things that we teach our kids. And, you know, what has worked and what is known to work. So how that correlates with this is doing things that have worked before for you. But now it's a new era, it's a new time. Also following what our ancestors have done in order to push through tough times like this. And you might need to communicate with your ancestors. That's what I'm getting, like that kind of vibe from this card. So whatever way you can do that, connect with your ancestors or your lineage, your family tree. There might be some answers there regarding all of this and these tough times right now and the retreating that you're doing. Yeah, it's like maybe we haven't seen something. Like maybe we're looking for, and I say this as a collective, we're all looking for like new ways of doing things, but sometimes we have to realize that thinking that like the answers are out there and that it's so far away and we just don't know, it's like sometimes it's right in front of your face. And that's what I'm getting from this card too. It's like, wait, what has always worked? Why don't we try that again? You know, it's kind of like you're so far away from that, where it's like you're looking for, you know, maybe it's this and maybe it's that, maybe this is the answer, or maybe this is the road I need to go down. But again, you have a fork in the road, so you can't really move anywhere right now at this time. But it's like, just keep in mind that to get to the next step, see, that's where the reach out comes from in fellow travelers. The support's all around you. You know, your support is your ancestors, your lineage, your family tree. Even though they're not living, it's still like spiritually you can learn from that. And that's what I'm getting, like something ancestral, like you can learn from something that your ancestors did. And maybe you're already doing it and you don't even realize. And like something that you've already done and the way that you've solved a certain problem. What I'm getting is focus on, you know, one step at a time and do what you know that works for you until you get to that point of, you know, your well-deserved reward. Even though that's not the total end, but I mean, that is kind of like a completion. You know, 9 is a completion number, the 9 of Pentacles. So it's like there is an ending there, but it never totally ends. But it's like on your way there to your rewards, know that the way to get there, and this is not saying that you have to do this like by the book, everything has to be exactly the way that maybe your ancestors did it, or whatever, your grandma did it, great grandma did it. It doesn't mean that you have to. I'm just saying that the steps you're taking right now, you might need to just go by the book right now. Stick with what's tried and true and what works for you, because the more that you keep exploring and trying to do new things right now, it's not going to help you, because it's not it's kind of like, you know, where it says hold the course on the staying focused card. You have to just stay where you are right now, but know that once you you take those steps, like what I'm saying, you go by the book, it's going to be easier. That's what I'm getting, is that it's going to be easier and easier because you know what is tried and true, and it has worked for you before so many times, and it's worked for others so many times. It might not be others, it might just be more directed towards you, like what worked for you, because whatever's easy, like if you do a certain job and say you've been working there for like 10 years and you're like, oh, I know this, I can do this without even looking, right? That's what I'm getting, that vibe. Like, just keep doing what you know how to do, if that makes sense. Just keep doing what you know. Yeah. Maybe one more card. It's kind of long, but I like the long readings too. This is from my deck, so. Alright. I just got no, don't do it, but I think that is like where, you know, the fork in the road thing. Let me put these out. Let's see. The fork in the road. Don't make any action. Don't take any action right now. So that's all I'm getting from that no, don't do it. Right there. Hard work, working towards your goals, making a decision. And the decision is to move forward, but you're not necessarily taking that action right. Like, action is still retreating and resting. You're still doing something. You're still, you know, but you're not taking like an emperor type of an action. Like, you're not charging head on yet, but you're working hard. I'll just do that. And you're very like sure about what you're doing right now. You're taking authority. And here we go. Seek guidance from others you trust. Like I was saying. As far as the support, from other people, only those that you trust, seek guidance from those people. Or like I said, you can consult your angels, your ancestors, your guides, spirit guides. But know that you have the authority right now. You're in control. See? You are in control. I just feel like I keep on pull cards. Shine. Okay, that's it. because that's perfect. The Sun card. It's the best card in the deck. And that is pure happiness. And I don't think I need to say anymore. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you deserve.